she performed in the tournament, Pac-12 tournament. She just really like stepped up a gear and or stepped like up big time. And I think that her stock really it rose a lot because I think she was able to help guide us to the NCAA tournament with a really young team and low numbers.
And I guess this is really different on the women's side because if I'm not mistaken, there's not a lot of pre-draft stuff, is there? It's a lot of this is going off, what they've done in the season. What is kind of what I guess what opportunities are there for these girls to kind of show things after the season ends leading up to draft day?
It's very slim opportunities, and I think they're pretty much meaningless. I think it's all predicated off the season, the Pac-12 tournament, and then the NCAA tournament. I think those are heavyweights. And examples, Ari. If you look going into the NCAA tournament, she was not the number 3 pick, but she was stellar in the NCAA tournament and just dominated and led us to a championship game. And so her stock rose significantly and very similar to Helena. And I think that Helena, she has a foreign agent who's not like as doesn't have as much, I guess, influence here because they are foreign and dealing with a lot of foreign contracts, so not a big presence here. If she would have had some of the big name agents, she would have gone the end of the first round, like no doubt. Because it's all strategic, and every agent kind of does that, and they leverage if they have like different players or a lot of players on a team. They have a lot of, they can have a lot of say in some placements. It's indirectly, but every agent kind of maneuvers that way.
Yeah, you've talked about that before in terms of her opportunities overseas. Now that she has this WNBA opportunity, is this a better opportunity for her? Is it potentially better for her to go back home and play overseas?
Yeah, so what it does is, let's say, for instance, she wouldn't have signed a European contract yet. Her value and her money, just monetarily, she would have benefited because just there's a probability of her not returning to Spain. So I think that it's a chance, though, because if you have a chance to sign, it's a risk. Because if you have a chance to sign a contract before a lot of times you want to sign. And Spanish players typically go back to Spain because there's some really good clubs and they're domestic players there. But once you're in the conversation of a WNBA draft, your stock increases. And so you can then go to Europe. Like Helena could have got a job today in Italy, Israel, like different places in Europe. But, she wants to go back to Spain for a couple of years. So it helps her overseas significantly.
And Adia, it's such a short time till camp starts. It's not like in men's sports. What's that like for the players to have to make that quick turnaround? What are the logistics of it?
Yeah, so for a college kid, it's hard because you're still in classes till right before camp. So I remember when I played, I had to go to camp and then go back and graduate, then go back to camp. So I think you're trying to train, get ready, but you're still doing finals. You're still taking classes. But Helena and Miss Mary, they're doing our workouts. They're doing our team workouts. They're doing our team lifts and conditioning. I love them being around. So they're in shape and they're ready. So there is an advantage in that sense.
We saw the video of you celebrating with Helena and FaceTiming as Mary. What did it mean to you to see both of them drafted this year?
It meant so much. And like yesterday was a crazy day, but I didn't want to miss that. Helena's so special to me. And as Mary had family she went to in Phoenix. And Helena's been with me for 5 years. She's like a kid, like a little sister, So I wanted to celebrate that moment. So we had a visit. We finished like with the visit for the day or for the afternoon. Then I rushed home, got food for her, like rushed home with Helena, spent the time with her, and was getting dressed in between the picks because I had a donor event to go to, and then it's recruit dinner. So yesterday was crazy, but I wouldn't have missed it for the world. I wanted to be there with her. I wanted to be in that moment, and I was able to like get information from teams and stuff. Because I have a lot of friends that are coaches and GMs. So I was able to get inside information, which was good. Like just on kind of like, hey, are you picking her or not? Did you pick her? So just to be there with her special because she doesn't have family here. They're all in Spain. And I just love her. She's like my family. So just wanted to spend that moment with her.
Yeah, Dia, what were those conversations like with the WNBA teams before last night about, the potential of maybe her being somebody they might want to select?
Well, a lot, just because I have like deep friendships with a lot of the people. So I was able to get just honest feedback. So I was very confident she'd get drafted, but things change so fast because an overseas kid can pop up, or someone can enter that they didn't think, or there's just things that change. So sometimes I was scared to like give input because, I don't want to tell like Helena or Esmeri something wrong or be like, oh, you're gonna go the first round and they go third. So I just was skeptical, but I was trying to get information because I wanted to make sure if they didn't get drafted and something happens, like, do you ensure a spot for camp? And so I just wanted them to have the best opportunity possible. But I was very confident going into yesterday that they would get drafted at least second, third round. And I was confident. They've talked to a lot of teams, they've done interviews, and I was texting with people that are in those rooms. So if I felt good about it.
What did the teams say to you about what they liked most about Esmeri?
Well, they like her athleticism. There aren't a lot of forwards in this draft, and there aren't a lot of post players available. So there are some teams in dire needs of post players. They like the way she can shoot the three. They like her toughness, athleticism. They like a lot of things about her, and they think she can just develop even more. So, and they asked, I guess some of the question was because she's not super big, like she's undersized, but they asked like physically if she can guard like a five, and I said she can physically, as Mary's very strong. So I think what makes up in height is her strength. So it's just a lot of questions, and there was a lot of like deeper questions. They ask a ton of character questions because they don't want to bring, a rookie that's just not a good kid. So a lot of off the court character questions, but those are both great kids. So they're not going to have a problem in any of those areas.
What does it say about this program? I mean, especially with Helena, she was with you all 5 years, and then now she's off to the WNBA. So what does it say about, just your ability to develop these players and send them off to the pros?
Well, it's showing. I think the evidence is in the pudding. Like you saw Sam, you see Ari. I think if you look at all these players, none of them were super high rated players, and they got better and they improved in our system. And I think it shows that we develop pros. And this is just the beginning of my career as a head coach. Like I'm just finished my 8th year, or finishing my 8th year. So I think you want to show as a program that you're trying to, the goal is to sustain success, and you want to produce pros. I was a pro player. You want to take players that are underrated, aren't like top 100, aren't top 10 kids, and you give them the opportunity to make a team or get to the WNBA, get to a camp, get drafted, because that shows they've gotten better. I mean, if you look at Helena, she was not on anybody's draft board last year, not even in a conversation. She worked, got better, and you see Helena as a freshman, and you see her now, and she is a much improved player. So that just shows it's to her dedication and it's to her skill development too here. So I think we've done a good job of that, and we're producing pros.
Dee, I don't know if you have an opinion. Just what were your thoughts on what the Mercury did in terms of, they had the number 3 pick and what might have been, the greatest draft of all time, but they traded out of that position to get a veteran player who's been to the finals, who's won a finals, to add to their veteran group, and just the philosophy that they made to like, well, it's better for us to maybe go with a veteran presence rather than a really good top tier player coming out of college.
Well, I think that it takes time for a top tier player coming out of college is not usually dominant right away. Like a top tier college kid is usually takes some time, unless they go to a really bad team where they play a ton. So I think that the Mercury, they needed a guard, and they probably thought they're better off with a veteran versus someone else. And they're veteran heavy. Like Diana Taurasi probably has 1 or 2 more years, Brittany Griner too. And then it's going to be a complete shift. So I would assume they would go younger later. Because I don't think rookies are going to help you win right away.
Just wanted to quickly ask about Isis coming back for another year, and what, your thoughts on that and what she's meant to this program to have her another year.
Yeah, so like I guess to rewind a little bit, a year ago I was getting demolished. People say, "Oh, there's problems. People are leaving their program," and I want to say, well, 90% of those kids I helped go into the portal, but of course I can't say that. But it's like people are saying, "Oh, there's something wrong. She's losing all these kids," and this is like the norm. Like everybody's losing kids, and we didn't lose anybody this year. We have kids coming back for 5th years, so it just is a testament to the program. It shows that Like, we have an amazing culture. We have good kids, and the right kids are here. And I think that that says a lot. Where you have players wanting to come back their 5th year. They do not have to. Isis is not getting a different degree by coming back. She's coming back because she wants to be coached by us and loves us. So I think it speaks volumes for this program and what we're doing. And it's obvious and evident that we are going with the foundation. We are going young and building from within. And I think that's very promising for the future. Now, can I promise next year that we won't lose everybody? No, because next year we will, because we're going to have a larger team. So when you have a bigger roster, you are going to lose players because everybody can't play equal. But I made the decision to build off of this core, not over recruit them, which I could have over recruited each and every one of them. I could have got a vet that's better. But I decided keep this chemistry. Isis is a huge part of this chemistry, and I love her. She's great for our team. She's a great leader. She's great for the rookies and the young players. She's a connector. So I think keeping her and keeping this chemistry was very, very important to me. So I'm just so happy she's back, and I'm happy all the players back. The only person left is Solly. And Solly was injured for half the year. So I'm just happy with the direction moving forward for this program. I truly am.
All right. Anything else for Coach?
Are you able to comment on transfers?
I'm not yet because they don't sign till the 17th.
Got it.
But we just got some big time. I guess what I can say without saying names, we acquired like the best power forward that was available in the transfer portal, one of the best. So I'm really excited. We have some program changing players that will enter our team, and we just finished a visit today with, I can't say who, but she's also going to be on this team. So I think the future is bright, and we're really adding to the foundation that we already have. So I'm excited about the future here.
And I assume we'll talk to you again after signing day.
Yeah, well, these papers they're actually getting them. I'm excited about the whole class. So 3 freshmen. So far, we have 2 transfers. We could potentially get another one by the end of the week. So looking forward, 3 freshmen. We have 2 commitments already for transfers. And then we're gonna sign 1 to 2 more. So probably most likely it's gonna be 1 more, but it could be 2 more, and then our team's complete.
And Adia, just your thoughts on the retirement of Tara VanDerveer up at Stanford.
Gosh, Tara's a legend. She is going to be truly missed. She has done so much for women's basketball. I'm obviously sad to see her leave, but she said, Adia, it's time. And I could see with the climate of basketball and how college athletics have changed, I could see a lot of the coaches kind of probably had enough of it. But she means so much. I think she's someone that cared about our game, did not only care about Stanford, was an advocate for women coaches, advocate for former players, has supported me from day one. When we were bad in the league, we were like 300 RPI. Tara always offered advice and supported me. Even when we played in the championship against each other, texted me the night before. So I love her. She's going to be someone I turn to and I call with questions, advice, and different things, because why wouldn't I listen to someone like her? And I'm just going to definitely use her as a resource. She said her phone's available anytime. But yeah, our game's going to miss her. She's just accomplished so much and changed our game. She's an icon.
Awesome. Thanks, everyone. And Kim, to answer your question, yes, we will set up something once we've got everyone signed. And I'll be in touch about that later. But if y'all need anything else, let me know. And thank you all for being here.
Thanks,
Awesome.
Coach.
Yeah,
Thank
thanks,
you.
guys.
Bailey.
Okay.
Thank
Okay,
you.
bye. Bye, you're welcome. Bye.